It is time for Boxing Scene's top stories only on ProBox TV, your boxing channel. I am George D. Metellus. Quick reminder, long-form content on ProBox TV. You can catch it on the app. Everything on the channel is available on the app, where apps are available. And Top Stories is an audio form where podcasts are available. I am joined by the champions here on Top Stories. We got Chris Algieri and we got Paulie Malignaggi joining us here on Top Stories. Well, the WBC interim light heavyweight champion David Benavidez has been assured by the organization that he has the inside track to face the winner of Arthur Beterbiev and Dimitri Bivol. That fight is set to take place in October. Also, Joshua Buatsi might be looking in on that fight as well if he can take care of Willie Hutchinson on the undercard of the Dubois-Joshua fight. That fight taking place in Wembley on September 21st. All right, Paulie. Do you believe it when they say that Benavidez has the inside track here for that Beterbiev BIVOL winner?
Well, it's been the word, right? I mean, he's been sort of talking about the light heavyweight division ever since he couldn't get Canelo to fight him. So, we've seen him at light heavyweight now. Bosdick gave him a little bit of issues, but Bosdick is an ex-world champion, bona fide light heavyweight, and ex-bronze medal winner at the Olympics. So he was a solid guy to really test himself out against. And you saw some things that he probably needed to work on if he's going to be successful at light heavyweight against these other guys like Bivol or Beterbiev. But yeah, I think this is more believable. Rules tend to apply more when you're not involving Canelo Alvarez. When you're involving Canelo Alvarez, it's he gets to do whatever he wants and everybody else has to go by the rules. But typically, in other situations, you tend to see, not all the time, but you tend to see rules enforced here. So if he's got the inside track and he's, sort of what is he, mandatory / interim, whatever he's become now, I think he does have the inside track because the light heavyweight division needs sort of that continuous blood to flow through it. It's got some hype. It's got some good fighters there. But unlike 168, where Canelo can fight the guy who delivers your pizza and still sell a lot of tickets and still sell a lot of pay-per-views, in the light heavyweight division, a weight class what has a lot of very good fighters, they have to fight each other in order to attract that kind of interest. And so I think that Benavidez having the inside track is not just a rumor. I think that's legitimate. I'd like to see him fight at light heavyweight in the meantime, again, just to see, get a gauge on where he's at. You got guys like, Buatsi's sort of making some noise as well. And like you said, he's fighting on the Dubois card. I think Buatsi's also low-key a sleeper who's a dangerous guy at light heavyweight. And then, of course, Hot Rod can be sort of a test gauge for either Hot Rod's Kaladzic can be a test gauge kind of guy for either Buatsi or Benavidez in the meantime. Because, again, if Beterbiev and Bivol are going to fight, you figure Benavidez is going to fight again before he fights the winner. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, inside track for sure. It definitely seems that way, but it might not be that beneficial because of a number of factors. This fight seems to be to a touch snake bitten. It keeps getting pushed off, pushed back. It's taking forever to make. We've got Beterbiev, who's an aging champion. He's approaching 40. He's had some health injury. He's had some health problems, some injuries along training camps, and that's something that happens when you age, man. It just gets tougher and tougher to get through training camps because training camps, to be prepared for the best fighters in the world, man, it's really taxing on your body, and an older body doesn't hold up to the rigors of training like the younger guys do. So getting to this fight is going to be tough. Making sure that this is actually going to be the date. Then whoever wins the fight, how soon are they going to be able to return? So Benavidez may have the inside track for the winner of that fight. If there's not a rematch or a rubber match, this could go on for a lot longer. So I agree with you, Champ. I think he should stay active within the light heavyweight division, which is a very deep division with a lot of talented guys in there. We mentioned Buatsi. He's fighting Hutchinson, who was really impressive. He fought Craig Richards on one of those Riyadh cards and was very impressive to me. I had never seen him before, and Richards is a tough guy, man. Craig Richards gives everybody trouble, Bivol included, and Hutchinson was able to really dominate him down the stretch. So that was a very impressive fight. So Buatsi has a tough fight on his hands coming up, and then a guy that we don't really ever mention, Anthony Yarde. I'm a big fan of Anthony Yarde. He's a really fun fighter. He's talented, super athletic, strong, good power, durable guy. Makes for a fun fight. I'd like to see him with everybody in there as well. Champ, you mentioned Hot Rod. A lot of talented guys out there that could tangle with Benavidez, in the meantime, waiting for that fight between Bivol and Beterbiev to be sorted out.
Yeah, it's good to see that Benavidez is kind of putting aside fighting Canelo and focusing on 175, that light heavyweight division, and getting titles there. Should be interesting to see what happens at light heavyweight. I'd also like to remind you to scan the QR code, take you to proboxtv.com, and download the app where apps are available, because on the app, you can watch the best live fight series in all of boxing. Wednesday night fights. We have another one coming up August 21st. It is going to be fantastic here on your boxing channel. I'm George DeMatteis, and that does it for Top Stories, Boxing Scenes Top Stories.
Wednesday Night Fights.
Dynamite action on Wednesday Night Fights every other Wednesday on your boxing channel.
Coming up on your next Wednesday Night Fights, August 21st. Former Unified World Champion Swift Jarrett Hurd takes on former Unified World Champion Jason Banana Rosario. Live from the ProBox Event Center in Plant City. Get your tickets at proboxtv.com or take your chances at the door. Wednesday Night Fights.
For more ProBox TV, scan the QR code on the screen or go to the App Store and Google Play. ProBox TV, your boxing channel.